Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Push Radio's most anticipated main event, Ringside ATL, your number one source for verbal fisticuffs and black love, wellness, and support. I'm your host, Tre Amazing, part-time stripper, part-time pastor, but full-time dating commentator. See, the next to me bringing the heat in these streets is the incomparable titan of Tung Fu, the Golden Gloves griot herself, Miss Kimelia. What's up, everyone? This is Ringside ATL, brought to you by Push Radio. Thank you for joining us. How you doing, Kimelia?
I'm wonderful, Tre Amazing. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm amazing.
Good.
Coincidental.
Okay. Yeah, right.
All right. So I got something I want to kick off to you, like real proper, like, okay?
Okay.
Like straight up.
Okay.
I'm going to throw some names out there, and I want you to let me know some common themes that they have in common. All right? You ready?
Some names and things they have in common. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Frederick Douglass. Martin Luther King Jr., Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte, Dr. Henry Louis Gates, and James Brown.
Right.
What do you think are some things that they have in common?
They're all activists in some way.
All right. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Well, a lot of them that you named are no longer with us.
Yeah, you know, they're most of them are no longer here. But check this out. But you got a great start.
They're men.
Yes, they are black men. Awesome.
Right.
You got a great start. But let me go ahead and break it down for you, right?
Okay.
Number one, they're all prolific African-American men who fought, protested, and marched for the advancement of colored people. The other thing is they all allegedly dated or married white women.
Oh, okay.
How about that? So I had to bring this up only because this has been something that's been controversial, especially if you're on social media, if you're on the interweb out there. It's all over the news. Everybody's talking about interracial dating. I mean, it's a hot button, especially when you talk about relationships and marriage. But in this political climate that we're traversing in now, can you be woke and married interracially? Can you be a prolific black man or woman and have someone non-black in your bed with you? Can you do it? Can you do it?
Does it have to be a straight yes or no?
I mean, it would help if it wasn't a yes or a no.
It would help if it wasn't a yes or a no. Okay, so I'll start with the no. Okay. And I think this is hard for me to say because I come from, a very blended community and a blended household. My stepdad is Mexican and he treats my mother and I like gold. However, when it comes to choosing a partner, there's a difference between, I happen to fall in love with this person and people like Harry Belafonte, allegedly, who said he could only be with a white woman.
Oh, that's messed up.
And therein lies the difference. And this is a Eartha Kitt quote. So, these people are not here, obviously, but that is something that has been brought up concerning him time and time again. And I think it's very dangerous to the Black community, both economically and emotionally, when you say or purposely seek out somebody else. But if you just happen to run into them and that's who works for you, then that's beautiful.
Oh, no, I agree. My issue is always when you see an African-American man or woman and they're with someone, particularly someone who's white, the assumptions that are, lobbed their way. If they're with someone who's white, they must be trying to be white themselves, or they're trying to climb that, that corporate ladder, or they hate themselves, they hate their own race. And like you said, you do have some people who just happen to fall in love with someone, settle down, get married, have children, raise a family, and they just happen to be with someone white. But then you also have the people, unfortunately, who seek out deliberately someone white because they think white is better, white is superior. They, they have nothing but, negative to say about their own race. So that's the issue. The issue becomes, when is it prolific and woke? And when is it straight up coonery? Or when are we just, when are we doing a negative and a detriment to our own race?
When are we doing it? Well, I'll start by saying that, of course, every time you see somebody outside of their race, it's not, them trying to advance or be closer to whiteness. However, you do have to be aware of how these things look and just kind of roll with the punches. I mean, we hear the rappers, say that they want mixed or foreign or lighter women. You hear, the messages that are constantly being pushed out to us across social media that one is better than the other. So, the same way I'm aware of what people say about Black women, and I have to choose to either move accordingly to not fit into a stereotype or just say, F it, you got to do the same in your relationship. You can't be mad if people think that, because historically that's what it's been. That's the message that's been put out there. And I also think it really depends on where you are. In a city like Atlanta, when I see somebody with a non-Black woman, I'm like, ooh, you went out your way, but of course, if you're in the middle of, Kansas, Emerald City, or, whatever the fictional place was called, then you have to date who's in proximity.
I hear that. Okay. All right. That's a great way. We're going to start off round one. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Coming out swinging. I ain't mad at that whatsoever. Okay. Check this out, everybody. We're going to go pay some bills real quick, but we will definitely be right back. If you got fast acting dial-up, make sure you find us on the interweb at ipushradio.com. All right, round two. We about to get things started right now. Okay, I'm coming out on fire. I've been in my corner. All right, you ready? All right, check this out. You were talking about the optics, people looking at, your relationship. If you are a Black man or woman and you just so happen to be with someone Caucasian or non-Black, how does that going to look? Well, my whole perspective is I don't care how it looks to people, because at the end of the day, perception is not always reality. Because let's keep it real. Let's be honest. Even if you are a Black man with a Black woman, everybody gonna have an opinion. I don't care who you with. If she light skinned, if she a Black woman with long straight hair, if she a Black woman too thin, there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna make assumptions about who you are and your intentions for dating this person. So it has to get to a certain point where you have to just say, forget about them, because people let whomever think whatever. But I understand what you're saying as far as, people see a Black man with a white woman, then, they're going to have all these, assumptions about their character and their wokeness. That's still the word, woke. But, why should people even care? Why do you even care what people are thinking? If you happy with your boo thing, doesn't matter what people think.
You're right. No, you shouldn't care, however, I think Black men have themselves to blame for what people think of their relationships, because they're the ones that have been the most vocal. Once again, let's revisit, lyrics and messages and comments and, things that have come out from Black men against Black women, like, oh, I don't want a girl with a dark butt. Oh, dark girls shouldn't wear red lipstick. Like, we hear these things all day long, and if Black men don't check them, and then we see you out with somebody non-Black, don't be mad because we think you're one of them. I mean, is it right for us to do? No, but once again, there's a history of, these.
But the hip hop community doesn't speak for all Black men.
No, it doesn't. But
because I love dark skinned women. I love women.
Right. But it's not just the hip hop community. It's the entertainment community. It's all of media, and media is how we get a lot of our information. So there's that.
Well, I feel that. I mean, media can be Eurocentric. It can be, both in Hollywood, the women who are of the fairest skin and certain hair textures seem to go further and advance, more. It's
not a seam. I mean, it's a thing. Even fair-skinned women have talked about, their privilege. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. And it's not even just in our media. I hear these conversations in our barbershops. I hear them in our schools. When I'm walking down the street, it's, oh my gosh, you're so pretty for a dark skinned girl. Like, I'm hearing this in everyday conversation. So no, I'm not just pinning it on, the media or the hip hop community. Colorism or preference for people that are non-Black as partners is a thing. And until Black men start to check it as loudly as, some of them are saying it, you run the risk of being thought of in that way. Should you care? No, but
so the premise, so I guess my question is, even if you are with someone white, non-black, would you trust someone who got on a microphone, pulpit, whatever, and talked about black power, black advancement, we as a community, this is what we need to do to stand up to white supremacy, so on and so forth, and they go home to someone that doesn't look like you?
No, not entirely. I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because part of being woke, or the definition of woke according to Urban Dictionary, or I think it actually is on the realdictionary.com now, I think. Because, you know,
I'm about to say, credibility in Urban Dictionary
allegedly,
don't even belong.
You're right. But colloquially, woke means to be aware of social injustices. And since so much that is going on with the Black community is, like I said, emotional turmoil and economic, I don't see how you can be aware of social injustices and take your affections and your resources outside of the community consistently. I don't see how you can do that. We need so much love, and Lord, we need so much damn money. Like, how can you take your time, your talent, your skills, your education, your affection, your love outside of the community and say that you're like woke or pro-Black when those are the exact things that our community needs? I read an article on this the other day, and marriage is one of the fastest ways that wealth leaves the Black community, because a lot of the time our higher earners are the ones that have the opportunity to date out or mix and mingle with different people. I
mean, but you also have to consider the fact that the person on your arm is not necessarily indicative of the things that you feel strongly about, because let's keep in mind, even this political climate, I can think of some Black men and women who are out there with MAGA hats and who are every Trump rally, and their spouse happens to be Black as well. So
But we're talking about the majority here. I don't see a lot of us out here with these MAGA hats on. Matter of fact, I haven't seen one yet outside of, Kanye, allegedly,
allegedly, yay.
Allegedly, yay. And a few others, but the majority, no.
I mean, well, we can't do anything about helping Ye get out the sunken place. That's his bad. He out there in Calabasas doing his thing. But check this out. We about to proceed into round three, after we pay some of these bills. So it's all good. So we will catch you in a second. All right, round three, and y'all know what that is. It's all about me. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
That's fine.
But it really is all about me. But check this out. Okay, so we're going back to what I was saying in round two. You can't look at someone based on who they're sleeping with or who they're married with and say, their intentions for the Black community, where their donations, where their support, all that. Because I can tell you right now, I went to an HBCU for both undergrad and grad, and there were a lot of biracial, students next to me in class, whatever. So that lets you know, if you're at an HBCU and you see biracial young men and women, somewhere in America, there's a white parent receiving a tuition bill for an HBCU. So you can't say just because someone is with someone who is of a different race, particularly white, that where their money is going, where their donations, so on and so forth. Because like I said, you got Black people out here who are raising money and doing everything in their power to reelect this current, occupant of the White House, which it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I am focusing more on that character. Now, if you with someone who is white and we never see you at the meetings, or we never see you come around, and you always, trying to push and advance other agendas, then yeah, I'm gonna question a few things. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I don't care, who you sleep with don't make me nut. At the end of the day, only thing I care about is when and where you show up and what you do.
I don't think, you said something about character. I don't think that it necessarily shows that you have a bad character, or poor character, but you asked me, would I trust someone that was out here doing all of this and then going home to somebody non-Black? And I don't really care what you're doing out here with all of this if, half of your funds are tied up over there. We've seen it time and time again. They divorce, and then the non-Black party takes their $500 million or whatever elsewhere, and they never come back out to play with us ever again. So there's there's that. That's
But
all
I mean, but you can see that with someone after someone divorces or dies and the black spouse takes the money and they still don't come back out.
Yeah, they don't come back out, but at least that money is there with their black kids and their black family. You know, there was somebody that I actually, you know, got into it with a little bit on social media. It was someone that works for a very popular, urban brand owned by a black man. And, you know, this employee was saying, oh, blah, 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 you know, you should support a black owned brand. And I was like, you know, I will, and I want to, but this mogul, you know, is engaged to a white woman. And when I see them out on the red carpet, she's not wearing his brand. Mm-hmm. He takes my money and he buys her Gucci. He buys her Balenciaga. He buys her, you know, whatever European designer that she wants. I don't see her out here at any, you know, Black Girl Magic rallies or speaking up for any black causes. You know, when he marries her, half is his money and his interests and everything else will be tied up in her. And that doesn't help.
So it almost comes across like if you are a black person and you are taking a leadership role and you're out there on the front lines talking about the black agenda, trying to push a black agenda. If you are married to someone black, then you don't have to do as much to still maintain credibility. Or on the flip side, if you with someone,
no, you don't. You don't. I mean, we love Barack, but let's be real. Part of the reason he won was because we saw Michelle and we trusted him that much more. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at how Kamala Harris is getting bashed by so many people right now because of who she's with. Like, that's
don't be talking about my boo thing.
Listen, I mean, I like her too, but you have to be aware of what's being said out here.
You can be aware, I guess, you know.
That's what being woke is, right? It's being aware.
You're absolutely right. I guess the premise is being aware of people's assumptions. And we all know assumptions are not necessarily based on fact or anything of substance.
But they can be based on trends.
Trends, yes. Yeah. But we know trends change, you know, depending on which way the wind blows.
That trend ain't changed in a long time.
Man, y'all
long time.
Look. Fellas, ladies, if you out there and you with someone blonde in your bedroom, I don't care. I'm focusing on the work you do.
Me neither. Know what it looks like.
I'm just saying, hey, know what it looks like. You want to shine a light on it. If you want to put it on video, I don't mind watching. So, hey, if you get down like that, you get down like that. So thank you, Kimelia. You have been awesome. We have been awesome. This has been a great show. This has been great.
You've been amazing.
Yes. Say that word again.
You're amazing.
I am amazing.
I'm awesome.
I've been told that a couple times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is Ringside. This is how we get down. We knuck and we buck. And so we gonna push it. Awesome. Definitely courtesy of Push Radio. Please make sure you know and find out about us. This is how we going in. This is how we going all the way in. You know what I mean? Kimelia?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I like the sound of your voice.
Yeah. I like yours too. You have a really good radio voice.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
My mama said the same thing.
Oh, of course.
Thank y'all so much. This has been the end of round 3. I guess, I mean, Kimelia don't want to say I won, but, you know, if I did lose, you know.
You didn't win.
Gentlemen, you know, we got to let the ladies win sometime. It's all good, but we know who won.
I have the glasses, so.
She got to break out the glasses, okay?
I'm the smarter one.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna let that happen?
The staff agrees, right? She says yes.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Thank y'all very much. This is Ringside ATL on Push Radio. We signing off. We'll see y'all later. All right, family, don't forget to find Ringside Group on Facebook and make sure you join in on all the fiery debates daily. Also, follow us on IG at iPushRadio. And if you got fast acting dial-up, make sure you find us on the interweb at iPushRadio.com. And lastly, do your sex and marriage life a favor and find all audio shenanigans of Ringside ATL on SoundCloud, iTunes, as well as the website iPushRadio.com. As always, this is Tre Amazing and Miss Kimelia signing off, and we'll catch y'all on payday.